Katrina and Illustrissimo, and I will be continuing our report of the Chapter 10 Ecological Solid Waste Management System, wherein I will share to you the second R of the waste hierarchy, which is reuse. Reuse is using an item more than once. This includes conventional reuse, where the item is used again for the same function, and new life reuse, where it is used for a new function. Lifespan of an object by using it multiple times instead of discarding it after a single use. Unlike cycling, which breaks down items to create new raw materials, reuse keeps the objects in its original form, saving energy and resources. So, lifespan of an object by using it multiple times instead of discarding it after a single use. Unlike cycling, which breaks down items to create new raw materials, reuse keeps the objects in its original form, saving energy and resources. Example, using a glass jar to restore leftovers, a plastic water bottle, or using a reusable shopping bag. And another example is refinishing or repairing old furniture instead of buying new. Advantages and disadvantages of reuse. First, we will be talking about the advantages. Potential advantages of reuse are as follows. First is energy and raw materials savings, as replacing many single-use products with one reusable one reduces the number that need to be manufactured. Single-use items with reusable ones drastically lowers the demand for raw material extraction like mining or timber, and energy intensive manufacturing processes, which also reduces greenhouse gas emissions. Example, using a refillable glass milk bottle hundreds of times instead of buying hundreds of single use plastic bottles or using reusable grocery bags. Second is reduce disposal needs and costs. Using item prevents them from becoming waste, easy the burden on landfills and incinerators, and this saves money on waste management for municipalities and reduces pollution. For example, it it might be donating old clothes or electronics instead of throwing them in the trash, and reusing cardboard moving boxes rather than disposing of them immediately. Refurbishment can bring sophisticated, sustainable, well paid jobs to underdeveloped economies. Repairing and refurbishing items for resale creates local jobs in technical fields, often offering higher skilled employment compared to raw materials. For example, is repair cafes, appliances, refurbishment workshops, or the second-hand computer market, which repair the refurbished laptops for resale. Fourth, cost saving for businesses and consumers, as a reusable product is often cheaper than the many single-use products it replaces. A durable reusable product often proves cheaper over time than constantly purchasing single-use alternatives, allowing both household and business to save money. So, for example, using a thermal coffee cup or a reusable water bottle saves on daily purchases, while businesses can use durable plastic transit trays instead of buying card boxes repeatedly. Some older items were better handcrafted and appreciate in value. Many older or handcraft items are built with higher durability than modern mass-produced equivalents, leading to better functionality and potential appreciation in value over time. For example, a solid wood vintage piece of furniture is often better constructed and more valuable than new particle board furniture or antique tools. Next is the potential disadvantages of reused art. First is reuse often required cleaning or transport which have environmental costs. Second is some reusing items, particularly packaging or bulky goods, often requires them to be transported back to a cleaning or processing facility and then redistributed. The energy used for transportation and washing for water, detergent, electricity, can sometimes exceed the environment's cost of simply recycling or producing a new item. For example, returning glass milk bottles to a dairy requires tracking them over long distances using fuel, followed by high temperature industrial washing. Second is some items such as Freon appliances or infant auto seats could be hazardous or less energy efficient as they continue to be used. Reused products may not meet current safety regulations or energy efficiency standards. Their continued use can lead to higher emissions or danger to users. For example, a 15-year-old refrigerator using a harmful freon consumes much more electricity than a new model and possesses a risk of cla- chemical leakage, while a used child car seat might have unseen damage from a previous unreported accident. So the third one, to is reusable products need to be more durable than single-use products and hence require more material per item. This is particularly significant if only a small portion of the reusable products are in fact reused. Reusable products must be designed to be much more durable than single-use alternatives. This requires using more raw materials, plastic or metal per item. This becomes inefficient if the item is not actually reused enough times to justify that initial higher resource consumption. Example is a hard plastic. It is a durable container, requires significantly more material to produce than a thin, single-use plastic bag. If the durable container is only used twice, the environmental impact is worse than used to single-use bags. And lastly, number four, sorting and preparing items for reuse takes time, which is inconvenient for consumers and costs money for businesses. Unlike simply discarding items, reusing requires collection, inspection, cleaning, repairing, and redistributing. This labor-intensive process consumes money for businesses and is for convenient for consumers. Example, a thrift store must hire staff to sort through donated clothes, wash them, repair broken zippers, and tag them before selling. Whereas a recycler might just shred textiles immediately. As the third R, recycling. It differs from reuse in that it breaks down the item into raw materials, which are then used to make new items, as opposed to reusing the in fact item. As the extra processing requires energy, as a rule of thumb, reuse is environmentally preferable to recycling. Though recycling does have a significant part to play, as it can often make sure the items which are broken out or otherwise unsuitable for the use. So examples of recycling is plastic bottles, wherein plastic bottles are collected, shredded, washed, and melted to create plastic pellets, which are then used to manufacture items like synthetic fiber for clothing or plastic lumber. Next is Next example is aluminum cans, which it is smelted and rolled into sheets to create new aluminum products. So why does recycling important? While reuse is better, recycling is vital for materials that are worn out, broken, or not suitable for reuse. It allows materials to be kept in circulation rather than sent to landfills, such as broken glass, shredded paper, or used to aluminum cans. So next is extended producer responsibility. Extended producer responsibility is a strategy designed to promote the integration of the environmental cost associated with products throughout their life cycles into the market price of the products. And also it imposes accountability over the entire life cycle of products and packaging introduced on the market. So the benefits of EPR is it reduces waste, which minimizes the volume of waste sent to the landfills. It benefits to eco design, which is it incentives companies to create products that are easier to repair, use, and recycle. And also benefits of EPR is it is sustainable, wherein it promotes a circular economy rather than a take make disposal model. And also, it relieves public burden where it shifts financial responsibility from local governments to producers. Next is power stewardship, is a concept whereby environmental protection centers around the product itself, and everyone involved in the lifespan of the product is called upon to take up responsibility to reduce its environmental impact. Focused only on manufacturing, this product stewardship approaches that covers the entire lifespan. And also producers create products that are easier to repair, reused or recycle, and used fewer and less hazardous materials. It is also a shared responsibility where the manufacturers often hold the highest responsibility. Retails and consumers are responsible for proper disposal and returns. And also, manufacturers create systems to collect used products, keeping them out of the landfills and recovering material. So, the benefits of product stewardship is that it reduces waste and pollution, where the materials are reused rather than discarded. It costs savings, where it encourages efficiency and potential recovery for valuable materials. And also, it is a regulatory compliance, where it helps companies stay ahead of increasingly strict environmental laws. And also, it enhances brand reputation, where the consumers prefer companies that take environmental responsibility. So the polluter pays principle is a principle where the polluting party pays for the damage done to the natural environment. With respect to the waste management, this generally refers to the requirement for a generator to pay for appropriate disposal of the waste. So, in polluter's pay principle, it acts as a fairness principle, where if you create a mess, it is your duty to clean it up, please. And also, it generates weights both companies and households that are required to pay for the proper safe disposal of their refuse. Lastly is the Ecological Solid Waste Management Act, or the Republic Act number 9003, where it provides the legal framework for the country's systematic, comprehensive, and ecological solid waste management program that shall ensure protection of public health and the environment. So this Republic Act is a act wherein it ensures protections for our public health and our environment. And also it underscores among other things the need to create the necessary institutional mechanisms and incentives as well as imposes penalties for acts in violation of any of its provisions. In this act is mandated mandates a systematic community-based approach to waste management, especially in the Philippines, which prioritize waste reduction, segregation at source, recycling, and composting to protect public health and the environment. And also, it holds local government units or LGUs responsible for implementation. The law mandates the establishment of Material Recovery Facility or MRF in every barangay or clusters of barangay. Because, for example, a barangay setting up a facility where residents bring segregated waste for composting or storing recyclables before they are sold to junk shops. So the RA 9003 prohibits leathering, open burning, and open dumping, where fines ranging from um, 300 to 1 million and imprisonment for serious violation. For example, a person fined by a local barangay officer for throwing plastic wrappers on the street littering. So, a municipality fined by the DENR for operating a prohibited open dump site instead of a sanitary landfill. In that, we must take care of our environment. We must act even if it a simple act, but it will take a little step for a change for our environment. That would be all. Thank you.